Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Brooke and my business is the Junk Parlor. It has been forever since I have shown you my home in absolutely any capacity. I used to do a lot of staging on these built-ins and share with you a lot of the decorating here around the house, and I haven't done that in forever. We've just been sticking to thrifting. But today I wanted to give you a little update, show you what the shelves look like, show you some projects that I've been working on, tell you about some things that I want to get to, such as the bathroom. I recorded way back when some early stages of kind of changing some things up in there, but I still haven't painted, and that is definitely on the to-do list. So I hope you enjoy today's video. So we will start here when you enter the house. We did add a storm door, which is something that is new from when we purchased the home. And then I really haven't done anything too creative over here on our front door for a wreath, but I just put something up there for spring and summer. On this side, we have our clock and bells and plant and whole little decor here. Really nothing's changed on this side either, except for a dresser. It was a little doll dresser that I had on the website and it sold. So I did change up the stuff I have here on the bottom of this table. And then I think I've only shared this on a YouTube short, but I got this charcoal and now I'm not going to be able to think of the buck that it is. But it's a famous deer and this one is a charcoal. So normally it is a print or I've found paintings. I have not found any charcoal. So I deframed it. And this is really the only space that I have that's big enough for it. And I love the way it pops on this wall color. And then I do have a little brass swan here sitting on the ledge. Down here, I have a suitcase, and that is our doggy door because the dog pees on carpet. And so this way she can't get into the two bedrooms that have carpet and she can't go into the bathroom and get into the trash or pee on the rug in there. And that is the bathroom that I am wanting to paint. Over here, this is what I call my entryway. When we moved to Ankeny, I went to Goodwill and I scored this cabinet for $11. That was 3 years ago. So 2022, there was a cabinet at Goodwill for $11. I know, I am as shocked as you are. So I knew that I had to put that piece somewhere in my home. I love the color. I love dark wood tones. I like light wood tones as well. So you'll see that I have different colors, different mixes of woods in my entire home. These mirrors, all except for the oval one, were in my brick and mortar back in Centerville. I could not get them sold before I moved, and so I ended up incorporating them into my home. I started out with them in our bedroom and then I moved them in here once I made this beadboard section in this ledge. And they are only pretending to sit on the ledge. I get tons of questions about that. What I did was put them where I wanted them. Most of them are going to have the wire hanger on the back. And then I took one of those little L-shaped picture holders and put the wire in it so that it was tight, but the mirror was still resting on the ledge or the lip. And so then if the kids hit it or something, it's not going to fall. Like maybe it will come out just a little bit off of the wall, but it's not going to fall down completely. So that is how I did this. Now, the oval one is actually one from my grandparents' house, and that one is just sitting there. I did not try to jerry rig it to the wall. So my kids are old enough that we should not be having any balls thrown in the house, so it should be safe. Now, these are newer purchases. So the box I got at an Iowa State Fairground flea market, which every time I go, I take you with me if you want to check out those videos. And then the stool was from Watch Year Flea Market. Same thing. Every time I go to Watch Year, I take you with me. This lamp I got at Thrifty Flea Market, one of my favorite places to shop. I try and go there every week. And these are a lot of old atlases. and bank journals, and they're very fragile. I love them, and I'm just using them as a riser. I got this spool cabinet on a pick. A gentleman contacted me. He had seen my information online, and I think it was his father-in-law had passed away. When I bought this, I'm like, I had sold one very similar to it that was sitting here, and I regretted it. So this kind of replaced that piece. And then up here, these are different than the last video for sure. I put a crock and some little silver trophy dishes. This is a fake magnolia. This is a what? Pothos. I will pronounce it wrong and then I will get tons of comments about it. But I just have a little one sitting in there. Then we have my fiddle fig, which is still doing decently well. I got that again when I moved, and I am not good with plants. This is actually an upholstered covered sewing box, and it is definitely old. I love it. I don't really know where to put it, so this time I just kind of stuck it in here underneath the legs of the plant stand. And then this planter, I found out that not this one, but similar ones were made out of sewer tile to look like tree stumps or logs. I'm really on the hunt for those because when we went to New Harmony Cottage, and I will share that video here, she had a sewer tile, tree trunk, pottery piece that she had a plant in it, and I fell in love. So I've been on the hunt ever since. So I just need to get a plant in this. These three pieces kind of round out this little corner, and then we have a coat closet here and my 3D hunting dog pictures that I added not too long ago. Over here, probably the biggest change that I made was I moved a plant over here, and the reason being is because one of the projects I have been working on is a card catalog. And I didn't know it was a card catalog because it had been painted blue and had porcelain knobs on it. So I just thought it was like some kind of apothecary cabinet, hardware cabinet. Well, I stripped it, and then I see all the old holes. So what I'm going to do is try and find some like label holder replacement pulls, try and find the knobs or something similar, because online people are selling the knobs for 10 each. Well, I need like 25 of them. So that is not going to happen. And I really don't want to buy reproduction. So what I might do is, if this person I find 5 and this person I find 5, I might just mix and match and do them on the drawers that way. I haven't decided, because when I stain it, you're going to be able to see all those old nail holes, even though they're filled. And I don't know. When I stripped it, I thought I would just be putting the porcelain knob back on there and it would look great. So I can't decide what to do, but I am working on that project, and I will be putting it over here by the kitchen in what I call the dining room, because our house is one big long galley: living room, dining room, kitchen. And I had a bunch of plants there, and I'm moving the plants around the house so that I can put the cabinet there. So this plant came over here, and the piece that was there, I think I moved down to the basement. But I love, love, love my paintings, and still have been on the hunt for more, still have not found any more. So over on this side of the room, I really haven't changed a whole lot. I took a box that I had this plant sitting on and moved it, because when I sit here and somebody comes in the back door, I can never see them. So I was trying to lower the height of that a little bit. I also took this green planter because it was cracked when I bought it and I didn't know that, and that is now holding our remotes. So another new addition to this space is this ottoman. So I had a round one, I refinished it, I did a video on that, and it was just too small. It just didn't seem right. Although in my mind, I really wanted a round wooden one. Once I got it in here, I didn't like it. Maybe I would have liked it if it was a little bit bigger. But anyway, I found this one on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, I measured, I'm like, I think it's gonna work. Let's go get it. And we did, and we love it because we can put our feet up on it. I have a little bit of decor on it, even though I'm not like in love with it. I haven't found just the right thing. And I have this crazy plant on it because I had it in my windowsill, and it's like growing, sprouting new leaves. However, the leaves are white and keep turning brown and dying and shriveling up. And one girl suggested that I get it out of the window so that it's not in such direct sunlight, and because it needs chlorophyll or something. So I did. So this newest little leaf is on the top. It does have a little bit of green in it. We'll see if it actually turns green. I also decided to put this stool here because anytime someone is sitting here, they don't quite have a place to put their drink, and this gives them that opportunity. Plus, like I said, I've been moving my plants out of that spot to put the card catalog, and so this was a good spot for it. Still gives us plenty of room because we come through and we shut the blinds every night, put them up every morning, and so there's plenty of walk space behind the couch. Over here on the fireplace, not a lot has changed. I still have a stack of bowls with antlers, some gourds, and a fish float in there. We've got our demijohn and a corbel. I have this stool that I absolutely love, but I really don't know where to put it. So it just kind of sits here with some books on it. And my mom's, which I think was probably like my great-grandparents' old stencils, and they still have the box. On the mantle, I haven't changed a whole lot either. I did add a wooden box because we got a new TV finally. We lifted it up higher because before it looked like the TV was resting on the mantle. It wasn't, it was hung, but it's like where the outlet is, where the cable thing is, where the studs were, how you attached the TV mount, nothing was in the right spot. And so when we first moved, we had screwed in a ton of freaking holes and then ended with it. It was at least centered right to left, but it looked like it was down on the mantle, even though it was wall mounted. Got this new TV a little bit bigger. I think in our mind, we thought it was going to fit the whole space, so we maybe should have gone a little bit bigger, although I like it because it leaves me a little bit of room for decorating. But we also bought a sound bar. So now the TV's up higher, and this was another reason we didn't put the last TV up higher. I can tell right here standing, and you can tell when you're sitting for sure. I can, maybe my visitors can't, but you can see the outlets. I don't understand why they did the things that they did. So anyway, the sound bar gave me the idea that I really would like to put some boxes. I just haven't found any. So I have one there now because it is a pretty shallow mantle. And the only other thing I did is I think I had a starfish in this one, and I put a sponge in it just because it was a little more neutral colored and a little less, even though it's a sponge, obvious beachy, I guess. So I won't walk you through every single thing on the cabinet. I'll point out for sure the things that I know have changed since my last video, even though it's been forever. This cabinet has changed. I got that magnifying glass if you watched my thrift haul a while back, but it will not, like my husband and I both took it apart, studied it. It will not hold the magnifier in any way other than how I have it. So it'll slide up and down the arm, but it won't turn and stay in position. So I decided, hey, I'm going to have to keep it. So I put it there and kind of rearranged this little spot. I also thrifted that bowl that has the best crazing on it. And then this board was in our mud room, but wind whipped through when we had all the windows open and were going in and out of the garage, and it knocked it over along with some other things. So I took those down, and then once we turned the air conditioning on, I put some different things back in our locker cubbies and kept this here. So this is kind of the same. I think I might have added a horn here just to tie that in, but for the most part, this is the same. On this side, honestly, I'm really loving everything. The biggest thing is the one with the Jesus statues and the crucifix. I feel like I need something else in there, another layer to it, some other component. So I've been on the hunt for something and just haven't found anything. Now on this side, I put my pheasant painting that's on a board that had been in the mudroom lockers, and I moved it here. And I actually really like it setting in front of these drawers. I think sometimes we forget that we can put things in front of drawers. Like, I don't know, I could hang a piece of art right here, and I think that would look really good. I've seen it done in other homes, but I think that it's just something that we don't always think of. I'm loving that in its spot. And then it also has the ostrich egg next to it in a cloche. Then right here, I haven't changed up a whole lot. I did add one of those plants again, and I think I added this planter, which is actually from my mom's house. So I added some white in there where I had just brown before. I had a whole catastrophe with some darts that I got at the Watch Your Flea Market. This is not one of them. I actually, Gary at Thrifty Flea gifted me a bunch of darts like this. So you'll see that I've tucked them in kind of everywhere. I have some ideas on what I want to do with them. I just haven't done it yet. I might actually use them in the bathroom when I get that painted. But the catastrophe at Watch Here was it was raining. I put them in a Walmart bag. I got home. I put them in my basement, even though the defroster's going. I probably had the Walmart bag wrapped around them. And, 2 days, 3 days passed, and all of a sudden, Brooke goes, "Oh, I forgot the wet darts." So went in and there's fur growing all over them. I took them outside, let them dry in the sun. There was so much moisture, and then maybe the combination of all the heat, like whatever adhesive is holding these feathers together had came off. So anyway, I got them completely dry. Just drying them out honestly gets rid of a lot of the fur. And then I planned on taking and hitting Clorox wipes with them. However, somebody said that bleach actually grows mold or something, and that I shouldn't use mold. I shouldn't use bleach. I should use vinegar. So I'm actually going to take some vinegar and clean all of those. They're all still sitting out in the garage waiting for me to actually do that. These are ones that Gary had given me, but I just kind of tuck them anywhere and everywhere because, of course, I love the coloring. I did add another cloche up here from the basement with some books. And other than that, I'm not sure really what I've changed. I think I added to this the pine cones and books in our little picture. I feel like I rearranged that a little bit, maybe added the picture up there with the feathers. And I did add this cow print. And that's probably the cubby that I have, like, that I like the least on this side. The reason being is because I have the cow kind of propped up the painting on a book to give it some height. So then I need something low on this side to hide the gap. I love my turtle shells. I want to put them somewhere, but I want them to be low so you can see the painting because I love the painting. And so anyway, I just don't think there's enough height variance between the top of the turtle shells and the top of these books. And anyway, so that is definitely a work in process. Otherwise, I'm kind of liking my shelves. Thanks so much for taking the time to tour my living room today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already a subscriber, please click that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified the next time a video comes out. See you next time. So I've been working in the garage. This is kind of the stopping point I'm at. So I have some places I still need to get some paint off, but I mean, for the most part, that part is done. But you can see here when I stripped them, left all the old holes. So somebody did this as a new hole for the porcelain knobs. The knob that would have the rod that runs through the whole card catalog drawer would have been there. And then you can see the plate with the labels, those holes. So yeah, basically if I stain it, it's gonna look like that. I just don't know what to do. Kind of in a standstill. I'd love to get your opinion. But these drawers are awesome. You can see here they're dated March something and September 11th. I can't remember right off the top of my head what the year was. We'll see if we can find a better drawer. Here we go. 1892. Can you see that? And then 1894. It's got a patent date on it. So these are old and awesome. So I'm going to take my time and do a good job.